Welcome to Trending Unpacked, where we explore what people are searching for and why it matters. Today, we're plunging into something that's, well, generated a ton of buzz despite us knowing almost nothing about it. I'm talking about the film Weapons, slated for 2025.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating situation.
It really is. It feels like a perfect storm, you know? You've got this director, everyone's watching, a huge star, and this, super cryptic marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission for you today is basically to unravel this whole thing. We want to understand the context, why it's trending so hard, and, well, why Weapons is capturing everyone's imagination already.
Sounds good. There's definitely a lot to unpack there.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the immediate trigger, because it really did feel like Weapons just materialized, didn't it?
It absolutely did. Vanished into thin air, almost.
For most people, myself included, the first hint was that surprise teaser, right, dropped during a big awards show.
That's the one. And talk about impact.
Yeah, it wasn't just like, hey, here's a movie poster. It felt very deliberate, strategic.
Oh, completely. A masterclass in grabbing attention instantly. And it worked.
It really did. Suddenly, Weapons was all anyone was talking about. And a huge part of that conversation seemed to orbit around one person.
Pedro Pascal.
Exactly. The speculation about his role, just from, what, seconds of footage, it's been pretty wild.
It's a brilliant example of how to use the current media landscape, honestly. That surprise drop, it's incredibly powerful now.
More powerful than the old way, like the slow trickle of info.
I'd argue yes, in many ways. Think about traditional marketing poster, then teaser, then trailer. It unfolds over months.
Right, you kind of get used to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But an unannounced reveal, especially during something like an award show where millions are already watching live, it cuts through everything.
No warm-up, just boom.
Precisely. It demands you pay attention right now. And because it's unexpected, people instantly share it, talk about it, screenshot it.
So it leverages that instant reaction, that social media buzz.
It weaponizes it, you could say. Viewers become instant marketers, spreading the word, asking, did you see that? It plugs directly into the online conversation.
And then you add Pedro Pascal into that mix.
Ah, yes, the Pedro Pascal factor. It's undeniable at this point.
He really is a magnet, isn't he? Just his name attached seems to guarantee interest.
Absolutely. Box office, streaming,
Yeah.
it draws people in across so many different groups. It's quite remarkable.
What is it about his appeal, do you think?
It's this blend, isn't it? He can do the gritty drama, the huge sci-fi, like The Mandalorian.
Where he barely shows his face, but you still feel everything.
Exactly. And then something deeply human like The Last of Us. There's this charisma, but also this vulnerability, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He elevates projects. People trust his choices. So if he's in something mysterious like Weapons, the reaction is immediate. Okay, I need to know what this is.
Even with almost zero information.
Especially then, maybe. And that's the other stroke of genius here.
Yeah.
They paired his star power with this really minimalist approach.
The vague teaser, the cryptic taglines.
Right. You'd think giving less information would dampen interest. But often it does the opposite.
Why is that?
It taps into something fundamental, I think. Our brains are wired to solve puzzles, to fill in the gaps.
Oh, okay.
When you give people just a taste, something intriguing but incomplete, they can't help but try to piece it together. It's the power of mystery.
And Weapons gave us a big, mysterious puzzle box with almost no pieces inside.
Exactly. It's an invitation to speculate, to imagine.
And speculate people did. That brings us straight to social media, doesn't it? The fan theories just exploded overnight.
Oh, instantly. It was ferocious.
You saw major news sites doing roundups of theories based on 5 seconds of footage.
Frame-by-frame breakdowns on YouTube.
It's incredible. How does so little fuel so much? What's really going on there?
Well, it's partly those platforms you mentioned. YouTube becomes this space for almost forensic analysis, people dissecting everything.
Lighting, background details, trying to read lips.
The whole 9 yards. It's performative speculation almost. Then you got TikTok.
Ah, the Weapons challenge.
Right. Which takes the idea of the title, maybe scripts it of the potential horror, and makes it into something shareable, funny, relatable. It plays with the concept virally.
So the lack of info becomes a feature, not a bug.
Precisely. It's a canvas. And modern fandom is participatory. People don't just want to watch anymore. They want to engage, decipher, even co-create the narrative before it's released.
They bring their own ideas, their own genre expectations.
All of it. Their hopes, their fears. It becomes this massive collective brainstorming session. which is why you get such wildly different theories sometimes.
It really is a masterclass in teasing, in building that anticipation.
Absolutely.
So, with that incredible buzz setup, let's talk about the person pulling the strings behind the curtain. Director Zach Cregger.
Right. His name is a huge part of this puzzle.
For people who maybe haven't seen his previous film, Barbarian, why is his involvement so significant here? What's his style?
Zach Cregger is, well, he's exciting because he doesn't play by the usual rules. Barbarian really announced his arrival.
It was quite something.
It was. And his signature move is subverting expectations, particularly in horror and thrillers. He messes with tropes.
How so?
He'll lead you down a path you think you recognize. Barbarian started like a standard creepy rental story, right?
Yeah.
And then he just yanks the rug out. Completely changes direction, tone, even perspective. Multiple times in that case.
Okay, I see. It keeps you completely off balance.
Totally. So when you hear weapons described as multi-storyline and tonally ambitious,
You think, he's doing it again.
exactly, it signals he's likely leaning into that non-linear genre-bending style that made Barbarian work so well. Maybe multiple protagonists, maybe big shifts in the plot.
It fits the whole mystery vibe perfectly.
It really does. And we do know some basics. New Line Cinema is the studio. It's definitely in that psychological thriller mystery space.
Yeah.
And they finished filming late last year, 2024.
So it exists. It's not just a teaser trailer.
Correct. The film is made, waiting in the wings.
Okay, so Cregger's setting us up for unpredictability. Who else is involved? You mentioned Pedro Pascal, but what about the rest of the confirmed cast? Renee Reinsve, for instance. Her name popped up.
Yes, Renee Reinsve. Her casting is another really interesting clue, I think.
Why is that?
Well, she got huge acclaim, Best Actress at Cannes, for The Worst Person in the World.
Ah, okay. I know that film. Critically loved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And her performance was incredibly nuanced, very complex psychologically. She's got serious dramatic chops.
So putting her in a psychological thriller suggests
What?
more depth.
That's how I read it. It signals this probably isn't just about jump scares or standard thriller beats. Her presence suggests a focus on character, on internal states, on psychological depth. It elevates the genre expectations.
Interesting. Kind of an indie sensibility meeting a studio thriller.
Precisely. And then there's the fact that they've hinted at other high-profile actors, some unannounced.
More mystery.
Exactly. It just adds another layer. Who else is in this? What are their roles? Every unanswered question keeps the speculation engine running.
And what about those rumors of an anthology structure? Does that fit?
It hasn't been confirmed, but it would fit Cregger's multi-storyline reputation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would.
Imagine separate, maybe interconnected stories, each a mini-mystery, building towards a larger reveal. That could be really innovative for this genre. Lots of potential for twists and tonal shifts.
Okay, so it all comes back to this deliberate minimalism, keeping the plot tightly under wraps. It's clearly a conscious strategy.
Oh, absolutely. Not accidental at all.
What's the thinking behind that level of secrecy, especially for a 2025 release? Usually studios want to start showing more by now.
Well, again, I think it connects directly to Cregger and his brand, essentially. Subverting expectations.
So the marketing itself is a subversion.
Kind of, yeah. The secrecy becomes part of the film's identity, almost an extension of the genre. If the film promises twists, the marketing delivers the first one by playing with your expectations of how films are usually promoted.
That's meta.
It is. You're already in the puzzle before you even see scene one.
And holding back the exact release date, just saying 2025.
Adds another layer of mystique. Keeps it simmering. There's no date circled on the calendar, so the conversation can just continue organically for longer without pressure to reveal details.
It's a long game, building sustained curiosity.
Right, letting those fan theories really take root and grow, fueled by the audience's own imagination.
It's fascinating how they're almost weaponizing our own curiosity. Let's broaden out a bit. This whole mystery box marketing thing, it's not just weapons, is it?
No, definitely not. It's become a prominent strategy.
Can you explain what it is exactly and maybe give some other examples?
Sure. So mystery box marketing is basically where you intentionally hold back key information, plot, characters, sometimes even the genre to spark curiosity and speculation.
Selling the questions, not the answers.
Precisely. You're marketing the intrigue itself. And it taps into that desire we talked about, wanting to figure things out. It makes the audience feel like investigators.
Gotcha. So, other examples.
Well, J.J. Abrams is kind of famous for it. Cloverfield is a classic example. That teaser with no title. Just chaos and a date.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Drove everyone nuts trying to figure it out.
Exactly. More recently, Jordan Peele's? Nope. The posters, the early trailers, lots of unsettling imagery, but you didn't really know it was about, well, that until later.
Right, it kept the core concept hidden.
And Cregger himself did it with Barbarian. The trailer definitely misled people about where that film was going.
So it relies heavily on word of mouth and social media buzz.
Hugely. When people feel like they're discovering something, they're much more likely to talk about it, to share their theories. It creates investment.
And clearly, it worked for Weapons, judging by the fan reactions. The theories are all over the place.
They really are. Dystopian survival, psychological experiments, supernatural stuff.
From one vague teaser. And then the memes, like the Weapons challenge, taking on a life of its own. How does that happen?
Well, it goes back to that idea of filling the void. Our brains just try to make sense of incomplete information, using whatever we have: past experiences, genre knowledge, wild guesses.
So everyone projects their own ideas onto it.
Exactly. It empowers the audience, makes them active participants. They're co-creating the possibilities in their heads.
And platforms like TikTok just accelerate that.
Massively. TikTok is perfect for taking an abstract concept like the word weapons, stripping its original context, and turning it into something completely different, often funny or relatable. Ideas spread incredibly fast, detached from the source.
And Cregger's reputation feeds into this too, right? Because
Yeah.
he does do unexpected things.
Absolutely. Because people know he's capable of pulling off wild twists, it makes even the most outlandish theories feel like they could be possible. It broadens the range of speculation. Anything feels plausible.
Okay, let's loop back quickly to Pedro Pascal. How does his star power specifically turbocharge this mystery box strategy? Does it just amplify reach, or does it do something more for his own standing too?
It's definitely symbiotic. His involvement massively reduces the risk of the mystery box approach
How so?
because he has such broad appeal. Mandalorian, Last of Us,
Yeah.
he connects with so many different audiences. People trust him.
So even if the concept is vague, they'll check it out because he's in it.
Pretty much. His fan base is loyal and curious. His name attached guarantees a certain level of quality and interest, making the mystery less intimidating and more intriguing. It turns a potential gamble for the studio into a much more calculated risk.
And from the industry side.
He's seen as gold right now, a genuine box office and streaming magnet. Getting him for Weapons instantly elevates it from interesting thriller to major event film. It solidifies his position as one of the most bankable actors working today. He makes the unknown feel safe, in a way.
Okay, you mentioned the risk-reward factor. It feels like a really high-wire act, this mystery marketing.
It definitely is.
What are the big risks? What happens if the film comes out and, well, it doesn't live up to the hype that's been built?
That's the crucial point, isn't it? The biggest danger is that secrecy builds massive expectations. And if the final film, the payoff, feels weak or conventional.
People feel let down.
Exactly. Or even cheated. You've asked them to invest so much imagination, so much speculation. The actual reveal needs to be at least as compelling as what people dreamed up, preferably more so.
That's a huge burden for the film.
It really is. If the reality doesn't match the hype, the backlash can be intense. It's not just about the film being bad, it's about the disconnect between the promise and the delivery.
Could Weapons navigate that, given Cregger's track record?
It might be better positioned than some. Barbarian showed he can deliver genuinely surprising and satisfying reveals. People might go in expecting the unexpected because it's him.
So his reputation helps manage those expectations.
To a degree, yes,
Ah.
but it's still a risk. You're playing with audience anticipation on a grand scale.
Which leads to a bigger question, maybe about the ethics or sustainability of it all. Is this kind of super secret marketing good for films in the long run? Or is it just about generating that initial explosion of interest?
That's a really important point.
And could the marketing phenomenon actually overshadow the film itself?
Both are valid concerns. This style definitely changes how we talk about films before release. The audience becomes part of the marketing machine, which is powerful for generating short-term buzz, driving those opening weekend numbers.
But after opening weekend?
Then it comes down to the film itself. Long-term success, critical acclaim, cultural impact. That depends on whether the movie actually delivers, whether audiences feel satisfied once the mystery is solved.
So the hype can get you in the door, but the film has to keep you there.
Exactly. If the mystery box is empty or underwhelming, the positive buzz can flip negative very quickly. And yes, there's absolutely a risk the conversation becomes about the clever marketing rather than the film's themes or artistry.
The stunt becomes the story.
Precisely. Yeah, which isn't ideal for the film's legacy. It highlights this evolving, complex relationship between creators and audiences now,
Hmm.
where the speculation, the chase, the mystery, sometimes that feels almost as engaging as the final answer.
Is the hunt more exciting than the discovery?
It raises that question, doesn't it? Especially today.
Wow. Okay, that's a really great place to pause and reflect. Weapons 2025 is just such a fascinating example of how films capture our attention now.
Mhm.
You've got Cregger's directorial intrigue, Pascal's massive star power, and this incredibly bold, mystery-driven marketing all colliding.
A perfect storm, like you said.
And the fact that it's trending so hard really speaks volumes about how much we're drawn to the unknown, to speculation, to being part of solving a puzzle together.
It really does.
It leaves you wondering, like you said, what does it mean when the anticipation, the guessing game itself becomes almost as big a story as the film it's leading up to? Something to think about. Next time on Trending Unpacked, we swap shadowy suspense from macabre mischief diving into Netflix's 2025 return of Wednesday,